Some of you aren't broke, right? You're just on the path to becoming wealthy. Let's call you pre-rich. Your time to be rich hasn't arrived yet, but you might show some early signs that one day, probably soon, you'll be living that reality. If you're fixated on money and making it, chances are, if you're smart about it, you'll likely end up wealthy. You're obsessed with money and making money. Even if you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, if you're determined and focused for over a decade, you'll probably either become rich or end up in trouble. But dedication like that rarely leads to failure. You're bound to strike it rich. It might take 5, 10, or even 20 years to reach that point, but eventually, you'll figure it out. You're consuming content like videos, podcasts, and books about money. You understand the costs of things and how much people make to afford them. You talk the talk when it comes to money, you just haven't walked the walk yet. You won't stop until you're rich. For some folks, wealth might just be a distant dream or a wishful thought. But for you, it's more than that. It's your destiny. It's not just a want, it's the only way forward for you. When you've completely erased the idea of giving up from your mind, failure becomes nearly impossible. From day one, you've been telling people that you're destined for riches. Now, it's time to turn that prediction into reality. You can see a path to wealth. You can envision a clear path to wealth. It's not just a vague notion. You actually have a rough plan of how you'll get there. Winning the lottery or relying on luck isn't part of your strategy. You've mapped it all out. First, you'll do this, then that, and soon enough, the money will start flowing in. It's not exactly like a traditional business plan they teach you in school, but it's more than just an idea. You're aware that there's a demand for what you have to offer. Now, it's just a matter of putting in the time and effort. With dedication, you're only a few steps away from reaching your goal. You were always able to make additional money. You've always had the knack for making extra money when needed. While many people lament not having enough funds to start something new, that's never been your issue. You're skilled at turning your time and abilities into income. Whether it's doing manual labor or taking on a job to support yourself or fund your projects, you're not above it. Deep down, the only reason you'd consider a job is to provide financial support for your endeavors. You know yourself well enough to realize that you're not cut out for the long haul of traditional employment. Corporate culture and office politics don't interest you. Your focus is on building the thing that will ultimately make you wealthy, all while keeping busy on the side. You've seen behind the curtain. You've had a glimpse behind the curtain. Maybe you grew up with parents who were entrepreneurs, or you had some unique opportunity to witness the inner workings of the system. You've watched the numbers unfold in real life, understanding where to buy and how to sell goods. Once you've peered behind that curtain, you realize it's not as complicated as it seems. You can either replicate what you've seen exactly or adapt it to a different niche. You can control yourself and live below your means. You've mastered the art of self-control and living within your means. You understand the importance of delaying immediate gratification for long-term success. In essence, you're willing to make sacrifices now in order to enjoy the finer things later on. Growing up with limited resources likely taught you how to thrive on very little. So it's second nature for you to cut back on expenses and channel the majority of your resources into the venture that will propel you to success. You find fulfillment in knowing that each step forward brings you closer to your goals. When faced with decisions, you're adept at distinguishing between short-term pleasures and long-term gains. And without fail, you opt for the latter every time. You act with a sense of urgency. You're all about seizing the moment with a sense of urgency. When a great opportunity presents itself, you don't let it slip through your fingers. You don't procrastinate when you know something will benefit your future. You take immediate action, investing, signing up, sending emails, whatever it takes. It's as if there's a countdown clock hovering above you at all times, and you're tired of waiting around. Every day, you push yourself to move forward faster. People might question why you're always in such a rush, but you don't have the time to explain the magnitude of the future you're racing toward. And even if you did, they probably wouldn't grasp it. You hopped on an elevator going up. You've boarded an elevator that's only going up. You've chosen the right industry, my friend. This isn't like selling newspapers or chasing a passing trend. You're riding a wave of growth. You've got a knack for spotting what will be big in the future, and you made sure to jump on board early. This gives you a valuable head start. All you need to do is stay committed long enough for the industry to mature. By the time it becomes mainstream, you'll have established yourself as a seasoned expert. This positions you to capitalize on the opportunities and reap significant rewards. It's similar to relocating from a dull place to a bustling hub of activity. Now, with all these opportunities at your fingertips, success seems within reach. If the elevator keeps climbing and you remain dedicated while doing the right things consistently, success is practically guaranteed. You're already investing a percentage of your income. You're already dedicating a portion of your income to investing. While some may believe you need to be wealthy to invest, those on the path to wealth understand the importance of investing a percentage of your income, regardless of how small that income may be. This serves 3 key purposes. Firstly, it establishes the habit of investing. If you can't control your spending when your income is low, you'll struggle to do so when your income eventually increases. Secondly, you learn from your mistakes early on, when the financial stakes are relatively low. It's easier to recover from losses when your portfolio is small, compared to when it's worth hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. Lastly, even though your investments may start small, they begin to build a financial safety net for the future. In times of emergency or opportunity, you can rely on these funds for support. The best way to learn about investing is by doing it yourself. There are many stock investment apps available, such as Vanguard, Revolut, Robinhood, eToro, Acorns, Fidelity, and TD Ameritrade. Choose one that's accessible in your region and purchase a single share of the company that produced the device you're using to read this content. This will give you a sense of ownership and introduce you to the workings of the market. As you watch your investments grow, you'll find yourself eager to continue playing the investing game for years to come. You track your net worth. You keep a close eye on your net worth. While many people are in the dark about their financial standing, all wealthy individuals know their exact net worth and track it diligently. Net worth represents the total value of everything you own, making it the ultimate measure of wealth and providing an opportunity for optimization. Every asset you acquire increases your net worth, while each debt or liability decreases it. As your business attracts more clients and generates more revenue, its value rises. If you're wealthy, you've likely listed all your assets and liabilities in a spreadsheet or document. Your focus is on boosting that net worth figure. One sign that you're well. On your way to success is if your income has increased by at least 20% in the last year. Your income is your primary tool for building wealth. The key rule here is simple. You become rich when your income rises while your lifestyle stays the same. Instead of splurging on luxuries with your extra income, smart individuals channel it into investments that generate passive income. To become pre-rich, you must take control of your income. This could mean working commission-based jobs, regularly negotiating your salary, or acquiring more clients for your business. Both approaches allow your skills to compound over time, leading to exponential income growth. Year-over-year income growth of 20% is considered the minimum in the early stages, with 30% to 40% being the target. Now that you know these signs, how many have you checked off? Let us know if you're on the path to wealth. And as a bonus, here are the 4 stages of wealth building. First, you serve as a client manager, where the client is your main focus. Next is the product manager stage, where you prioritize improving your product to attract more clients. Then, as a people manager, you shift your focus to building and managing your team. Finally, you become a capital manager, where you invest in and allocate capital to grow your wealth further. If you aspire to reach stage 4, let us know by commenting the number 4. Let's see how many of you will progress from being pre-rich to becoming capital managers.